Mike.
180.
Mike. Let's go, defense. Let's go.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
A run for Nick Chubb. Well, he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play that time out of Chubb. 41 yards on the ground. So he rips off a great run and shows you why this year he's top 10 in rushing in the league.
And looks like he's trying to move up fast on the leaderboard, doesn't he? Top 10, looks like he's running to get into the top 5.
Eluding the pressure right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Certainly not what they wanted defensively. We're hoping to hold them to a field goal. Instead, they're able to convert the 3rd and long here on the opening drive.
So not only was it a flipping field position and a flipping fortunes, but how about mentally? You just described it. They were hoping to force him into a field goal there. Instead, they give up the big gain, and now it's 1st and goal. The offense has got them on their heels.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's filling them in the up.
Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And a short gain down to about the 33.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Zerline good with a PAT, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
They go with Chubb on second down, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now Chubb running right. And he'll take this one up to about the 6-yard line. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on fourth down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game. I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost,
hold on to it.
Take care of the football. That's all he needed to do.
From the 22, Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Myles Garrett in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
These two teams all tied after one. On first down, it's Miller, and he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. The last run got 3, now here's 2nd and 7. Watson with a give to Miller. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Good.
The Browns' drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position back.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chris Jones, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup, but even after that, they're left with a 3rd and very long. 3rd and long for Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Miller, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Set, 19! Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
From the gun, here's Watson. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 34-yard line.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles and really scatter some people, can't they?
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. On 1st and 10, Watson. Seferian-Jenkins has it. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now Watson. Now he'll pull it down. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up? And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 11th touchdown of the year. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him with contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
So bad.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now a first down throw. Watson setting up the screen for Miller. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. From the red zone now, Watson. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And Zerline's kick is good. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2. Now, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. It's caught inside the 25. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 34. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mack Wilson, and a return will stop right around the 25. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Mayfield, he's going to take a shot for the end zone. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I started to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw is Watson. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Back to throw, Watson. And he whips that one incomplete there. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Watson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
Pick it up. 59 mark. 59 mark. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
On first down, it's Miller. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 24, Watson, the throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans have retaken the lead. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go,
The Browns drive about to get started. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the 25 on second down, Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
Let's go.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Now Chubb. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
It's going to be a long day.
Regular. Hey, Echo.
Check 24. Watch 24. Hey, alert 48. Alert. Hey, we going to mic the 48. Right?
I got you.
To throw, Mayfield going for it all. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
It's another field goal, his 3rd of the game. Maybe not exactly what you're looking for, but does bring him level now.
I like how you put that in there that brings him level, right? Because if you're talking about kicking, bringing that soccer analogy in, I love that one. I love that one a lot. You don't want to go for it on 4th down and come away with nothing, right? Go ahead and kick the ball. Make sure you get some points. Even if it's a safe call, I think it's the right call.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Lamar Miller. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Set. 19. Check 59. Watch the pass.
That's caught out wide by Stills. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Over 30 yards there. And 1st downs on 3 consecutive plays now. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Miller. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Watson. And Thomas has it. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the 1st. Watson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so,
and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 9th touchdown of the season. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Zerline good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Hey, alert! My God!
From the gun, Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. It's a pickup of 6. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
You have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Back! Run! My God!
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And this will be a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started, and they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. On the ground, it's Chubb. Oh, fighting off the defender. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. First down, Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
14 more yards. That's another Browns first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Mayfield now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Throwing again. Mayfield on 2nd and 10. He finds his target. Beckham. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Mayfield now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And that will be incomplete as well.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th.
55's Mike, guys. 55.
4th down, Mayfield. And this is caught. He hits Landry. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 3 on the game there, 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal. Mayfield flushed out right. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys are back within a single. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. Pushing through the contact. And he's across for 2 points. Boy, a gutsy call right there, but the fake works. And they get the 2 instead of 1. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's got room. Lamar Miller. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run. Chubb fights off the defender. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.